Hey explorers, you know that feeling when you're just itching to find something new, something no one's discovered yet? Yeah, that's me right now. And yesterday I stumbled upon something that just might flip the script on how we think about navigating planets in starcitizen. But hold up, let's take this one step at a time. I usually think of those old school expeditions, like climbing impossible peaks for the first time, organizing polar expedition in crazy vehicles like airships or those massive trucks with the mobile labs on board. That's the vibe I'm chasing here. So the other day I figured I stretched that particular itch. And where to? Microtech, of course. It's wild, hostile, and kind of reminds me of those old expedition vibe I've mentioned. What was my plan? Head to the North Pole. Or at least what I thought was the North Pole. Alright, here's how I got there. First, I lined up with the orbital marker 1 and quantum jump there. Then, I just pointed my ship straight down toward the surface and hit again the quantum jump. After that, it's just a straight shot to the ground. When I landed, the view was unreal. An endless landscape of black frozen rocks, almost like volcanic glass. It really felt like I'd landed at the edge of the world. The sun barely hanging on the horizon, casting that eternal twilight glow. The place was breathtaking, but man, it was cold. So I wandered around, completely losing myself in the alien beauty. But yeah, it was freezing and I had to run back to my ship before I turned into a popsicle. After warming up, I had a thought. What if I found the true North Pole? My explorer suit had a compass, and that was perfect for tracking it down. I grabbed the suit and headed out to find the exact point where the North Pole was. Or at least that was the plan. But soon I would make a discovery that would disrupt everything. I walked toward what I thought was north, following that 0 on my compass, but then something just felt off. My compass was working just fine, but I'm near a magnetic pole. It shouldn't behave like this, right? Shouldn't it go crazy? So I kept walking, going further and further, but the compass kept working just fine, as if everything was normal. At that point, I knew something was off. Either the compass was broken, or the planet was, or maybe it was me. Maybe I was relying on wrong data. So I headed back to the ship, frozen and confused, and I realized that my whole plan to find the North Pole was meaningless. I had to know what was going on. Forget the poles, I was going to find Microtech's magnetic anomaly, no matter what. After some deep research and staring at maps, I realized that the logical solutions were no longer working, so I said to myself, why not try something a little bit crazy? At this point, I decided to head toward what I believed could be the exact spot I was searching for. And that brought us here. But wait, hold on a second. You're probably wondering, where exactly is here? And how did I even get there in the first place? So let's take a step back so I can show you how to reach this hidden gem. Alright, so the route to this place is a bit tricky. First, head for the orbital marker 3. Once you're locked in, you want to aim your ship toward the microtech marker with another orbital marker right behind it, the orbital marker 4. Now, unlike with orbital marker 1, you can just quantum jump straight down. I don't know why, but the ship just go at an angle, and so it's easy to lose that perfect alignment. So here's the trick. Use Dumbledore to get closer. Line up with Dumbledore, initiate a quantum jump, and stop as soon as you touch like 850 kilometers distance from Dumbledore. By then, the microtech marker and the orbital marker 4 should almost overlap. I stopped at 870 kilometers, so I had to fly diagonally to get the alignment right. But once everything lined up, you're good to go, drop straight down and land. And this is it. A completely barren, flat and still place. But there's something magical about it. I started playing with the compass. And the more I explored, the more I realized 0 on the compass. It doesn't have anything to do with north. The compass of Microtech and on every other planet in Stanton, they seem to point to the east. Then suddenly something happened. The compass started shaking. So I stopped. I took a deep breath and thought, maybe this is it. One step forward, and suddenly the compass flipped from 0 to 180. I had done it. I had found the real pole of Microtech. And here's the crazy part. It wasn't north or south. It was east. If 0 is east, as I think, then there's nowhere more east than this. Suddenly, the weather turned bad, wind picking up and cold starting to seep into my bones. So I struggled against the biting wind, feeling my hands and feet freezing and freezing, but I eventually made it back. Before closing the door, I took one last look at this insane place. Then I shut the hatch. As I was standing there, I thought about this entire adventure. We made up the idea of the North Pole, but it doesn't even exist. This was a revolution. We should question ourselves about how we've been reading maps wrong the entire time, and well, no. This is probably something that will be changed and fixed one day in a secondary patch. But honestly, I prefer to think of it as a revolution in exploration, yeah. Questions, doubts, final discovery. Actually, this is what makes Star Citizen so special. This game can give you such a feeling of accomplishment. Right before taking off, I had one final thought. Maybe I should have left something behind to mark my adventure, my expedition. A flag like the astronauts or the climbers or the first explorers. Or a message for whoever comes after me with some universal words of peace and wisdom. But hey, just to say I didn't.